So today I thought we could play a bit more Overwatch as Hanzo in this video, and I'm also going to show you a bit of Zenyatta gameplay later on because, well, their stories are interlinked, and I thought it'd be quite interesting to start off by telling you a little bit about the backstory of these characters. You see, this is Hanzo we've got here, but you'll notice in the skins there is a young Hanzo. And believe it or not, he is actually Genji's brother, which is why young Genji kind of looks like young Hanzo. They were part of this crime family called the Shimada clan, a bit like the Yakuza, and Genji was kind of wayward and Hanzo was told to sort him out, but ended up killing him, or so he thought, because Mercy here brought Genji back to life and converted him into this cyborg robot killing machine that he currently is. She also did something interesting with Reaper and Soldier 76, I'll tell you about in another video though. It's kind of interesting because at the start of rounds they actually talk about this, so I thought it was cool. Roadkill burger. They've got my favourite in. Nothing like a dead squirrel between a couple of slices of bread. Oversalt. That's probably going to be appropriate for competitive. I like the menu in this place. It's good to go to a cafe that you know guarantees you a heart attack on a plate. Look at this bridge. How are they still in business?
Oh, this is my jam. Moving with the payload.
Anyway, this is the nuke we're transporting, as you do. And we've got to push this all the way down this map. The only reason I'm showing this map, as I did with the previous video, is obviously the game is in closed beta. This is the first checkpoint to get to. And if I don't show you the maps, it can appear to be a bit of like a cluster, this game. So, you know, I just wanted to show you. But we've got to go up here, past these very cool motorbikes, part of the Deadlock gang. There's a story behind that as well. And this is the second checkpoint here. I am, by the way, playing as Lucio, who's got this really cool wall glide. Lets you climb up on things like this. There's a whole lot of like movement related cool stuff you can do with Lucio, but I haven't even tried him properly yet. Now through here into this Airwolf / Indiana Jones where they keep all the boxes style place. I don't know what they call that. The Lost Ark's probably in one of these, but this is the final point. So if you get to this attacking, you've won. So this is Hanzo. He's the lone wolf archer of the game. So you can climb walls like a little ninja monkey. But it also so happens he's got a bow that can fire dragons.
You have been judged.
He's definitely got the coolest ultimate in the game. I love that ninja stuff he shouts as well when he fires it. Apparently it means let the dragons consume my foes. But if you're Japanese, you'll have to tell me, because for all I know, it could be shouting about what type of cookie he likes. What kind of cookies do ninjas like? These are the questions Google can't answer. Somebody's going to Google that, I guarantee you. But we nearly got overrun here. Fortunately, Symmetra had some turrets in this little mine shaft, so it kind of distracted them a little bit. One of them escaped. You can see my crosshair changes here. This is because I've switched to the scatter arrow. Well, Mercy undid all my good work there by bringing them back to life. That's her ultimate ability. She can revive people from the dead. I was trying to get away from Genji's ultimate there, but fortunately somebody shot him in the face. I switched to the recon arrow here, the circle crosshair. It's really useful. You can actually stick it to enemy players and then it like tracks them as they wander around. I love this scatter arrow though. It does, I think there's 8 arrows when it splits and they do like 75 damage each, so you can kill pretty much all the tanks in the game with it. Time to run away. That's a Reaper there. That was a good play by him. He dodged the dragons with his Wraith form that makes him invisible. And then he teleported behind me. He was pretty unlucky there, to be honest. He didn't do more damage because that was a good play. Well, I never mentioned the standard arrows. They do 29 to 125 damage. So if you get a headshot, they're really, really good because headshots do 2 times damage in the game. They aren't very good at range though, or I'm not very good at range, one or the other, because I don't think I hit this Widowmaker the entire game. It was D.Va stomping up. I ran up the wall there because that jet sound is Diva's flying boop. And she popped out her mech suit there and took an arrow to the face. You know what they say about that? Arrow a day helps you work, rest and play. Mars' new advert. Although to be fair on Mars, that would probably work in some areas because the #1 cause of fatalities in Scotland is deep fried Mars bars. So an arrow would probably be better for you. Unless you trace it. But she's on that Jessica Albert diet, like, you can't eat arrows or Mars bars on that. It's just leaves. Leaves every day. The flying boob! That was it! You witnessed it! It's not just a myth. Oh god, the music's telling me we're at the second stage of Inception. Which means we may win this! I don't know. What other people don't know, actually, and this is the reason they lose this round, is if the round counts down, it goes into overtime. And if you stand at the truck, you can just push it for as long as possible in overtime. But their Widowmaker here just stood on top of the containers, so... So this is Zenyatta. And your thought is exactly the same as mine. He obviously hasn't got enough hands for his balls. Problems people have. But he's got quite an interesting story which links him with Genji and Hanzo's, because he is a Tibetan robot monk. Quite a career choice. But Overwatch, if you didn't know, is set 30 years after this event called the Omnic Crisis. Omnics are basically robots. The robots one day decided that they just wanted to destroy the humans, which is pretty much what every robot eventually seems to want to do. That's why I keep a yard away from my toaster. Well, because there was no Will Smith to solve this problem, and Jaden Smith had decided not to follow in his father's footsteps and instead become the source of all knowledge in the universe. Unbelievable, I know, but his tweets became that strange eventually, people thought it was divine intervention. I don't know if you ever read the Bible of Jaden Smith, but it is mind-blowing. Anyway, a group of heroes, which you play as in this game, were collected together to defeat the robots, and they succeeded and managed to get them exiled. Over the next 30 years, though, the public began to distrust Overwatch because of their immense power, and because they were unneeded anymore, they were disbanded, like the Watchmen, except they had no cool Owlmobile to sit in. Widowmaker and Reaper were not happy with this, and they ended up becoming the villains. What happened to the robots, though, you say? Well, and I hope my toaster doesn't hear this because it's about to get weird. They set up monasteries in the Himalayas to discover if they were spiritual beings. If you're worried about my toaster, it's okay, I FedExed him to Tibet. He's gonna be cold there. Zenyatta, though, decided the best way for him was to travel the world and spread his message of peace between humans and robots. On his travels in the wilderness, he met the cyborg Genji, who, because apparently nobody in the Shimada clan had seen RoboCop, went back and killed the entirety of them for doing this to him. He struggled after this to reconcile his human self with his new robot form, and Zenyatta, upon finding him, helped him to find his inner peace. Now that was a long tale. You know what I say about long tails? Big mice. But he's actually a really interesting character, Zenyatta. I've got 25 more shields here because Symmetra's given me them at the start of this round. I don't know if you heard that, but that was Bastion up there going full Optimus Prime. It's best just to hide from him when he's doing that, because like, when he's on the hunt for Megan Fox, there's no stopping him. Like, and these cannonballs can literally kill you in one hit. But Zenyatta's got two abilities. One of them is the Blue Orb of Discord. I put on Gandalf here. It basically increases your damage by 50%. You can charge your steel balls as well, like this, but sometimes I find like my balls get in the way, you know, like because they're right there on the screen. But you know, and if there's like a little crack like that, you can fire them through because they've got such a slow travel time. Like push as many into that crack as possible. Because I give up, honestly. I got my Discard Orb on fire, but I had to pop my ultimate there. I thought I was going to get hit by Farah's rockets. That basically makes you invulnerable, and it lets you heal all your teammates really quickly around you. I got a little bit unlucky on this guy as well. I chased him down, but because my aim was terrible, I hit him just as he ran through the health pack. And then flipping Gandalf killed me. I should have known. Gandalf never dies. Okay, Gandalf's on a rampage. I mean, to be fair, he did punch a dragon to death, so... And we got no dragons left. I didn't tell you about Zenyatta's other ability, actually. The Orb of Harmony. It's the yellow one you'll see me throw onto teammates occasionally. It basically sticks to them and heals them, but they reduced its effectiveness recently, so you've got to keep line of sight on people. And it kind of makes him the worst healer in the game at the moment, with probably Lucio being the best. This was a cracking gravity orb by Azara. Like, it sucks everybody together and you can just lay into it. That probably wins the game, actually. Except for this sneaky Reaper sneaking around the back. Oh, they have as well added a competitive mode in now since the last video, so I'm probably not going to play any of that because, like, it's not my sort of thing, like, but it's there if you want it. Look at her face. Well, actually, we can see how Gandalf did. Looks like he's borrowed Liam Neeson's stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen a flock of puppies run into a lawnmower, but I feel like I'm watching that. Right. Well, what we can conclude is that you should probably be watching Gandalf. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in the next chapter.
In this difficult day, it's perhaps well to ask what kind of a nation we are and what direction we want to move in. You can be filled with hatred toward one another, or we can make an effort to understand and to comprehend and replace that violence, that stain of bloodshed that is spread across our land. I would only say that I can also feel in my own heart the same kind of feeling. I had a member of my family killed. My favorite poet was Aeschylus. He once wrote, "Even in our sleep, pain which cannot forget falls drop by drop upon the heart, until in our own despair, against our will, comes wisdom through the awful grace of God. To tame the savageness of man and make gentle the life of this world, let us dedicate ourselves to that."